Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you're doing really well. My name's HUMNA and I share content connected to art, healing and spirituality. The title that you see on the screen, it says Die Before Death. This is something that I experienced in my life a bit many times, and to some it might sound very morbid or strange, but I received a download recently, and for the past few days, I've been trying to record it and share it with you all through my channel, but for some reason, it wasn't coming through. And I just couldn't work out what it is that I was meant to be doing that I am unable to. So maybe that's something that collectively is happening, that we're being pushed to do something, but yet we're not sure how to go about doing it. And what I realized was, as I sat with this feeling, I didn't push myself. I didn't want to do it before the time, to share the download before it was time. And I wanted it to happen as it happens, when it happens, without trying to say, why am I not sharing, or be, hard on myself. So I just wanted to kind of just sit with it. And as I'm here, speaking about it, I realized that it was not something that I was meant to read word to word to all of you, but kind of share the gist of what it truly was speaking about, the download. So, when we say die before death, what I really mean to say is that that part of you, which was created based on fear, attachment, and distractions, people pleasing, and where it was never about you. The identity that you thought you were was something that you molded yourself into so that you could be a puppet to those around you. The choices you made, to become the people pleaser that you were, was because the source of that choice was you trying your best to to fit in, to please others. The source of your choice, the choices that you made, was based on what people wanted you to do, and you were only performing. And so that part of you has to die. There comes a point in our life where we can take it no more, right? Because our original purpose, that we were created by the Creator, was so that we worship the Creator. And what happens is that as we are growing through, life, and experiencing family, and all the sort of stuff that we do, we tend to become like everybody else in the environment. And what that does is that at some level, doesn't allow our inner development to happen, because we're so externally focused. And by the time you reach a place like a volcano, like you reach a place in your life where you're like, you know what, I actually cannot do this, is not because you can't do it. It's because that you've done it for so long, you have worshipped somebody other than the one that you were created to worship, and that is why you feel tired, or you feel like a volcano erupting. And for that to happen, for you to come back to the one who you are meant to worship, for that you have to empty yourself. Now you have to empty yourself of all that you were, or what you were told to be, right? And when it is time, when the Creator knows that it is time for you to rise above that slavery, or that idols that you have been worshipping, and he's had enough of you going around worshipping different idols. It is a time he makes you question three things. One is your identity, and then it is your choices, like I said, people pleasing and all that. And the third one is your commitments. So he's going to bring you to a point where you have to understand that you actually cannot go further ahead in your soul's evolution till you sit with these questions. What do you think is your identity? Right? How and what has been the source of your choices? Whatever choices that you made, when you became a doctor or you became an engineer or you became an artist, whatever. What was the source of your choices? And the last one, the question is, are your commitments based on fear or love? And these might come across as very simple questions, but they're really soul shaking, right? If you sit with these questions and you truly, truly write with all your honesty about what you feel, right? You will shift your energy in magical ways. You will release, you will unblock, and you will feel so much lighter and you will gain so much clarity. Now, just to kind of help you a little bit, I don't like the word help, to assist you a little bit, I want to kind of remind you of what Allah wants you to remember about your identity, right? When you think about your identity, what is your identity? He wants you to remember that you are His light, you are His love, for you are His Khalifa. That is the identity He chose for you, right? Which you forgot, And then the next question is about our choices. Now, if our choices were based on pleasing the people around us, then of course that our choices, the source of our choice was what? Based on what they wanted us to do. And so what did you become? You became a performer, right? And we all know when a person goes on stage, you put on makeup, you put on a mask, you pretend, you act, right? It's not the real you. And so you unconsciously became the puppet. And what did they become? Your master, right? So Allah wants you to sit with this understanding that if this is something that happened in your life and you've been people pleasing and you have been a puppet, no wonder you've been wearing a mask, no wonder you've been hiding, no wonder you've been escaping and numbing yourself, your emotions. And it is only because you have been doing that what you were told would make other people happy, right? So he wants you to sit with this and ask, like, why did you do that? Why did you need to make a choice? And this will unblock your energy, right? Whatever it may be, whatever comes up, be very, very honest. When you're doing journaling, you don't like say you don't, you become really, really honest for whatever comes without judgment at all, right? Now, the third one is commitments. Now, this is a tricky one. Are your commitments based on love or are they based on fear? Are you surrounded by people who you can honestly speak with or not, right? And the people that you are surrounded by, if you are constantly choosing these people out of fear, meaning like you're staying in a relationship because what will people say? You're being abused, but you choose to stay in a relationship because, what are you going to do? How are you going to manage? So it's fear. It's a fear-based relationship, but you're going to keep at it just because, that's just what your life has become now. So Allah is saying that when you do that, when you choose a relationship that is based on fear, then what it truly reflects is that you are choosing dunya, meaning something that is an illusion, that is temporary, and that is something that was only created to teach you. It was not something that you were going to get attached to. Now, when you choose people around you based on fear, you will always and always be looping. You will always be attached, and you will always be distracted by what and who? This dunya, right? So you will never be able to get out of the darkness. And you'll always have that fear, like, I'll do something and this person will get upset and they'll leave me and all that sort of stuff. Like, you'll always have this feeling inside you, like, how do I tell them the truth? It might hurt them. So you're constantly allowing them in your life a space, even though you know that it is based on fear. Now, how can you shift this? And who is it that Allah wants you to be surrounded by? Number one priority. First of all, you really have to choose people in your life that are based on love, that are based on truth, that are the people Allah wants you to have around you, are the people that remind you of your Allah, right? He wants you to surround yourself with people who respect you, who value you, who hear you, right? Who make an effort to get to know you, who ask you how you're doing. These are not people you lie to or pretend in front of. You allow yourself to just be as you are without a mask, right? Those are the kind of people Allah wants you to surround yourself with. Because what will these people do? When you will not lie, when you will not pretend, when you will not put a mask, what will you be? Authentic. You will be exactly what Allah created you as. And these people that remind you of Allah, these are very, very special people, and this is they are a gift from your Allah, and they remind you of your Allah. And of course that means that they are from Allah, because shaitan's not going to send you somebody to remember Allah, right? So anybody who reminds you of your Allah allows you a space to be heard, to be seen, to respect you. And with these sort of people, you're able to be fully honest. You don't need to lie, you don't need to pretend, because you know that they will understand you. You don't need to put on a mask now. And these people, how do you recognize this? Because they hold your heart as the most precious thing they have ever known. They will not look at you and judge you. They will not make you feel unworthy. They will not pull you down, right? These people are going to be the people who of Allah, that Allah wants you to be surrounded by, are the people who will hold your heart in the most beautiful thing ever. They will give you the gift of their presence, and they will give you undivided attention. And by the way, this is not because they're going to get something from you. To be with you, to hold your heart, is because they see the God in your heart. They see Allah in your heart. They see it as an act of ibadat of their Allah, that they are able to hold your heart, right? They see it as a gift. Your presence is not just that, oh, I'm sitting with a person or I'm just listening to what they're going through. No. They're looking at you as Allah's favor, as a gift that Allah has chosen them to hold their precious heart. Because what they truly do is they value not only you, they truly value your heart, because they know that in your heart is Allah. And through you, they actually become closer to their Allah as they bring you closer to your Allah, right? So these are the kind of people that we need to surround ourselves with, so that we are always constantly being reminded by them of our Allah. Now, Allah wants us to fully understand and recognize the value of our heart. Our religion is the religion of peace. Peace is felt in our heart, right? Our religion is the religion of the heart, is not of the mind alone, right? And it is a religion which literally calls you to the depth of your soul. Allah wants you to get to know the soul that He has poured in you, because this soul is actually His soul. So when you get to know the deep depth of your soul, who are you going to be getting to know? Your Allah. Because who does the soul belong to? Your Allah. So automatically you are literally, like in Islam, the whole point is to get closer to your heart, to value your heart, to get into the depth of your soul, and then understand that the body is your temple. That is the miracle that you are blessed with, right? So when we abuse ourselves, we eat all sorts of wrong things, we drink, we smoke, we do all sorts of things to this body. This body belongs to God, and it really matters how you choose to treat this body, because you will be asked, what have you done with your body? Because this body is Allah's, right? And so one of the really important thing here is that Allah wants us to, you know, to purify ourselves so that we're able to do His work, like our soul's purpose. Now, to do our soul's purpose, we have to empty our heart. We have to let go of attachments and distractions of this dunya. Now, what happens? What does Allah awaken in a human being when He needs you to do something? When He knows that it's time for your purpose to, be fulfilled. He will bless you with an experience that will help you remove all the layers of your being, of all that you thought you needed to be. One after the other, people around you will start leaving. You will feel the pain that they will give you, because now it's time for you to be only and only with your Allah. So your eyes will start opening towards people who you absolutely could have loved, right? But they will stab you in the back. They will leave you right in the middle of when you really, really need them. And this is not something that they choose to do. This is Allah giving them the hardest task that they have to do, so that you are able to see clearly that those people were actually between you and your Allah. You were worshipping them, you were more attached to them, you were more distracted by them, you were constantly thinking of them. Your brain was so consumed by everything they needed you to be that you forgot what Allah needs you to be. So that part of you has to die, that was in submission to this world, right? And for that, He blesses you with experiences where the first step is the fire. The fire has to burn everything down. Like it has to, like the phoenix has to rise, right? So the fire has to burn everything down. You have to let people go. You have to allow the relationship to end. You have to allow that anger to come out that you have been suppressing. So there's fire that has to sort of be brought to the surface, so that you can experience that fire is actually within you, right? Once the fire starts burning and you start awakening your soul, what really happens is years of pain, like years of deep pain, not just something that you have experienced, but that what your parents have experienced and they could not express, that got absorbed in your body. And so when you were delivered from your mother's womb, you took on her pain and your father's pain, and that pain, now when the fire is burning, of course you're being cleaned up, right? So Allah's gifting you the death before death. So He is going to make you cry. You're going to cry it would be like you wouldn't even know what the reason is. You'll be like, I don't know why I'm crying, but I am crying. And the pain will be excruciating. It will be so overwhelming that it will take over you. Like you will feel so tired, you'll feel so, you will not want to be around people, right? And it'll be soul shaking. It's like soul shock that you will get when you awaken. When Allah is choosing for you to be of purpose to him, he has to empty you. And to for him to empty you, he has to burn away all your attachments and remove your distractions. And when he does that, you will cry, because fire burns everything away, right? Frees you from everything that has been tiring you down. Then comes the water through within you that has been trapped now comes out through your tears. Like you will cry. And I advise people through my sessions that take crying as a way of your soul's purification. Don't look at it as like, oh my god, I'm crying, I'm such a crying baby. No, no, no. You have not cried for so much, so many years, and you've controlled it, you've suppressed it. It will turn into ugly storm. So the more you cry, the better it is, because you're purifying yourself. Then what Allah does is, once you've been, once the fires happen and the water starts happening, you start crying, meaning you start expressing, meaning the process of your purification has started. Then comes a time when he isolates you. He literally takes you and holds you as a seed and plants you back into the ground, right? He says he's the only one who can give death, and he's the only one who can give you life. So what he does is, once he's cleaned you up, the fire element took over, the water element helped you purify. Now that you are clean of all the noise that you were, the clutter and the people pleasing and all the attachments, your eyes are now awakened to the reality of these people that you were running towards, or the career that you were going through, or the money that you were running, or whatever it is that you were running through for. Suddenly you'd be like, I don't want to see anybody. So you'll isolate yourself. You'll only meet people who will be the people of God, people of Allah, who will help you nourish back up. But he has to do this so that you are able to do the job that you are here to do, right? So I've written this thing down here. You die for you know it's time to. You die because you know you can't live the way you chose to. You die to save you from yourself. You die for to live would cost you your own soul. You die to feel safe again. You die to free your soul. You die to become closer to your love. You die for love. For when you die for love, you become his light. And it is a blessing of his that he makes you go through the four elements. And once you've gone through the ground, you've gone through isolation, he's protected you, he's removed you from places and people who were draining you. It is then what he'll do is, then he gives you the fresh air to breathe. He will then reconnect you to your soul. And then he will give you the purpose of your being. And then he will guide you to a new path, because you are now no more that what you were. And he will revive you back into your purpose, and you'll be able to live a more aligned life, inshallah ta'ala. So die before death is something that he gifts us as a way to purify and get us ready for the akhirat, but in this dunya be of use to him and be reminded of our true purpose, which is to worship him. So all the clutter, all the noise, all the people who were between you and him, they get removed. All of that part. So people usually, like when you're going through, when they're having like an ego death or things are falling apart, everything collapses. You will lose money, you will lose friendships, you will lose relationships, you will lose, you might have to move countries, or you have to like completely leave that house, wherever you were, because what is happening is that you are now going to be awakened to your soul's purpose. And for that, there is a whole training that needs to be done, and that training is the four elements that awaken within you, so that nobody can, you know, nobody can come between you and your Allah. And so when He awakens the four elements, these four elements make you, and by the way, you might go into fire, then you might go into crying, and then you might go into fire back again, and then you might go into earth, and then He might plant you, and then maybe He'll erupt something else, and then fire will again come, and again you will start seeing things, burn away in your life, and then you might cry again. So there, it's not like a, like 1 2 3, this is how it's going to be. Your soul made a contract with Allah of how back and forth and how long and what all pain you will be carrying of your ancestors, that you will need to transmute and change into, in this lifetime. So it's not like going to be fire, water, air, and whatever, like in a certain sequence. It will be that the elements of these elements will be awakened within you, and they will help you to release and be purified, so that that part of you can die, so that when you die and go to Allah for your akhirat, you are in a state where you are not in attachment to this world, and you are not distracted by this world, and your focus is exactly what you came here to do, and that what you came here to do will help you with your akhirat, inshallah. Now, if there was any message that resonated with you, or something that you gained clarity towards, or it helped you in any way, do let me know in the comments, and you can connect to me through all the social media details that are given down below in the comment section and the description box. And if you would like to join my free Friday sessions, where I allow where I teach people how to connect to the names of Allah and the ayat of Quran, and inspired by them, we create an artwork, and we go deep into our inner healing, and awaken our soul. Every Friday we deepen our connection with our Allah, and it's like it's life changing, these sessions. And I don't say it because they're life changing for me, but I've seen people shift into high vibration and living their life's purpose through the guidance that comes through in the session. So yes, I invite you, if you want to join in, you can send me a message through my Instagram, and I can send you the Zoom link, and you can join in from wherever you are. It's 11 a.m. UK time, and if you feel my energy resonates with you, you're most welcome to book me for a one-to-one session, where I can help you for your spiritual healing and your soul healing, and guide you back into track, and assist you on your journey towards your light, inshallah ta'ala, and unblock your soul's purpose. And if that is something that you want to do on your own and journey through the art sessions, then they're all available on my Patreon. You can have access to them. And if you want to become a member, 7 days is completely free, so you'll be able to sort of check out what all I offer. But every single session is a gift to yourself, and it will help you unblock, release, connect to your creator, and align your heart with your mind. So yeah, it's all available in the description box below. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and peace, everyone. Enjoy yourselves. And if you are going through a phase of ego death, and you are experiencing the elements that are burning within you, then congratulations. You are being guided towards your soul's purpose, and let all collapse for the new to rise. If people are leaving, say Alhamdulillah. If people are coming in, say Alhamdulillah. Don't get attached to a certain phase, or a certain person, or a certain career, because your soul's path is completely different to that what you and your mind thought it needed to be. So let everything collapse. Cry a lot, heal yourself by grounding yourself in just you and your Allah, and let Him he's in charge anyway, so let Him be the one who takes you to the new you that He wants to guide you to. And by the way, it's not a new you, it's you that was original. before everybody, started making you be somebody else. So yeah, I'm sending you lots of love, light, and peace, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and never ever forget, Allah loves you just the way you are. Take care, and Allah Hafiz for today.